What if it was possible to have local, fresh groceries delivered right to your door? Think of all the free time you'd have. Well, Instacart gives unlimited grocery delivery for one low monthly fee. Forgot that special ingredient in your favorite dish? Instacart can deliver it to your front door in as fast as 1 hour. You can shop multiple stores, see deals in your area, and save time and money. I've been using Instacart for over 3 years. I started using them in Arizona, and I'm using them here in Florida. I love the time-saving convenience. They pick the freshest products, and they keep my eggs safe too. To receive your first delivery free, follow the link in the show notes so that Instacart knows that we sent you and to help support the show. Instacart. Never step foot in a grocery store again. Welcome to Empowered Within, a soul-quenching, transformational podcast that will set your soul on fire through candid and inspiring conversations. Leading experts, celebrities, healers, and I share our journeys of how we've overcome challenges to living an empowered life from within. I'm your host, Jennifer Pilates. Welcome to another episode of Empowered Within. Hey friend, welcome to the show. Did you read that title? I've been hacked? Help? It's a true story. Here's the deal. When I started this podcast, I promised myself I'd be authentic. I'd share the ups, downs, and all around wild roller coaster ride. There is one piece of this roller coaster that y'all aren't going to believe. I have been hacked. I was hacked, and it has been a very wild journey. It was about a month ago. It was actually the day the podcast was launching. Everything was set. I was obviously very excited. Friends, family, everyone excited and very supportive. Everything is launching. It's going off. Y'all are listening. Thank you so much. It was amazing. And within hours, I was hacked. My social media was hacked. It was shut down. My Instagram account gone. Within 24 hours, the hackers got into my other social media accounts. I was able to save a few. From there, they chose to attack my personal accounts. Hey friend, welcome to the show. Can you believe it? Hey, I've been hacked. And I'm laughing about it. Today I can laugh about it. So part of the podcast journey is I swore that I would be authentic and I'd be real and I'd be raw. And so that's what today's episode is about. Today's episode is being really honest about how on the day I launched the podcast, I was hacked that same day within hours of the podcast launching. Social media was gone. Everything was gone. I couldn't get into a thing. I know, I can't believe I'm laughing about it now. It was actually very disheartening. Of course, it's happened before. You know, you hear social media accounts getting hacked and you're like, oh yeah, whatever, send it a message and it'll, you'll get it back in 24 hours. And to be honest, that's what I thought. It started with Instagram. My main Instagram account at the time was Jennifer Pilates. That was hacked. I thought within 24 hours, sure, I'll get it back. I sent the messages into Instagram, and within 24 hours, the account was not back. The response from the social media sites was that they couldn't help me. The account had been deleted and taken down, and they thought it was by me. And so when you wake up 24 hours later and you've just launched a podcast, and it is part of your marketing, you begin to get a little worried. And I was very anxious, and I thought, okay, now what do I do? So I went to another social medium. I went over to Twitter and I started tweeting and asking for help. And of course, I'm tweeting Instagram, I'm tweeting Facebook, I'm tweeting everybody. And people started responding saying, well, you need to hire a hacker to hack your hackers to get your information back. And I thought, well, that sounds kind of ludicrous. However, I was also, again, in the middle of launching the podcast. So I'm thinking, okay, I was operating from a place of fear, which is not a great place to be at. And that is not something that I pride myself in at that moment, that's where I was at. I very much tried to never work from that place. But in that moment, I'm being honest, I was like, holy crap, what do I do? So I hire the hacker to hack the hackers. I interview 3 different companies from 3 different countries, and I choose one. One of them had told me in the beginning, he said, I don't know who you are, but someone is not going to give you back your account. It's that encrypted. They don't want to give it back. And I thought, well, this is silly. Clearly, I am being mistaken for someone else. I didn't end up hiring that person. I hired another group of people to come on board, and I paid a sum of money, and I waited. about 20 minutes. They said it should take about 30 minutes. About 20 minutes into it, I'm getting more grounded. I'm getting clear, and I'm thinking something's not right. So I reach out to them and I say, you know what? Let's just call it off. I don't think this is working. And they're like, no, we're almost there. 10 minutes later, 30 minutes into this, they say, oh, your account is so encrypted, we can't use our regular devices. Get this, we have to go on the internet on the black market to buy X, Y, and Z that is illegal to hack with, to hack your hackers. I cannot make this up. And that's when I'm like, OMG. So I politely said, I think I'm just going to let this go. I appreciate your help, yada, yada. And let's just be done. And they were not going to have that. So now I have the original hackers in my account, and I have these other hackers now in the account. So I started receiving threats, harassment. There was some extortion. They were asking for large sums of money for me to, for them to give me back my account. All of this within 24 hours. So halfway through the day, I will say this. I am a smart cookie when it comes to marketing. So even though the podcast had launched on a Thursday, we're into this Friday now. It's like Friday afternoon. I had put up enough live marketing that I knew I was covered until Friday night. So that was the one blessing, right? We're always looking for a blessing. God had me at that. We were being taken care of behind the scenes. I'm, freaking out. None of you knew. The podcast was going off without a hitch. Behind the scenes, I was losing every hitch I had. So when I realize now that I'm being threatened and I'm getting nervous because these threats were pretty serious. And the harassment was now coming from the original hackers and now the hackers that were going to hack the hackers. So everyone's coming at me. I took a step back and I called a friend and I explained what happened because I hadn't said anything to anyone because, you always think, oh, you get your account back within in a day. It wasn't happening. And I start crying to my friend. Oh my God, sorry, I could cry right now. And I wasn't crying because someone had my social media account. In all honesty, if this was a year ago, I would have said, keep it. I don't even want it. Anyone who knows me knows that I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I love connecting with all of you. I absolutely love it. I do believe that it has stolen some of our times together. It has stolen some things away from us. I don't think it should be as important as it has been made over the years. So that's that part that I have angst with. I've got angst with social media. So like I was saying, if it was a year ago, I wouldn't have cared. And so I'm crying with my friend who is an amazing, amazing tech person. He calms me down and I said, look, I'm not crying because they have my account. I don't care about the account. I'm crying because how dare they mess with my baby, being the podcast? How dare they? So this is Mama Bear. Like, how dare you mess with my day, with my baby, not having it? So my friend got that. We had a chat, and within 10 minutes, he told me exactly what I would have told someone else. I had an account on Instagram that was dormant, and we transformed that account to the one that I have now, which is at the Jennifer Pilates, in case you want to go and look. We transformed that within, 6 to 12 hours. At that point, the hackers, the original hackers, and then the hackers to hack the hackers were really upset. They were really pissed off. I started posting the messages and the harassment that they were sending me. Okay, that probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but I did it. I wanted to expose what was going on. That lasted for about 24 hours. And then I realized, that was not the best thing for me. That was not the way to move forward. I wanted to move forward. I wanted to release. If they wanted the account, have at it. It's yours. I'm going above you. I am rising above and moving forward. And that's what I was doing. So from here, we started the new account. I refurbished and luckily was smart enough, if this ever happens to you, I went back to my original account. I couldn't get in it, but I could save certain things from my laptop, not from my phone, but from my laptop. I brought that information over to the new account. So you wouldn't really know, except for the fact that anyone, 30-some thousand followers that I had on the original account, did not know where I went. Herein lies why email is so important. Herein lies why I always ask for your emails. I always ask you to send me an email. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you're thinking, how are things. Through email, I can send out a mass email and say, hey, I've been hacked. Here's what's going on. Things have changed. But when you don't have that, when you don't have another way to communicate, it gets a little dicey. So that is why, my friends, my ask for you in the middle of my story is send me an email. DM me on Instagram with your email. Head over to jenniferpilates.com. Send me an email. Say hi. Let me know where you're listening from because you know I love to know where y'all are listening from. Let's get you on the list. Besides, I always send out really cool things weekly about the podcast, special offers, all sorts of cool stuff. So you'll be in the know and we'll have another way to connect, which is great. So back to the story. I digress. I think everything is fine. I'm about 24 hours into this. Instagram is no help. Facebook was no help, obviously, same company. They did nothing. I'm hearing from more and more people that this was happening to them. I have another friend, had millions of followers, his whole account hacked, so on and so forth. I thought, well, this is crazy. But what can I do? All I can do is tell people what I did. And in turn, that has helped quite a few people. Coming back to our story, I wish it ended there. I wish it ended within the first 24 to 48 hours with the new account and I'm moving forward. It didn't. As I mentioned, they went in and they started to really go towards all my personal accounts, towards everything. They saw I just didn't care. I moved forward. I have a security, I guess you could say, on my accounts. I didn't even know I had it, to be honest. I'm not the most technological person out there. The Surface Pro sent me on a message and said, hey, we're giving you an update that 100 and so of your passwords have been put out on the black market. Again, I can't make this up. And I'm going, what? This is a week later after this. I think I'm done. I think I'm moving forward. And I look and I went, holy mackerel. Okay. I went in and I've changed every password. I've changed everything to the best of my ability. Whatever I can do, I've secured. You got to use a number here, a number there to get into everything and this, that, and the other thing. And so I think, okay, I'm good, right? I'm good to go. Podcast is running smoothly. I've got everything. We're humming along. We're into week 2, week 3, week 4. I continue to get messages. Ding, 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 Jennifer. Another 100 or so passwords have been put out on the market. And this continues for 1 month. 1 month. This continues into accounts that I hadn't used in forever, like going back to Airbnb. Oh my goodness, I hadn't used Airbnb in years. Who knew? JetBlue, American Airlines. I mean, they went for it all. They went for it all. And I just kept moving forward. It was pretty traumatic. I know that sounds kind of crazy. It really was very traumatic that someone could just come in and really try to wipe me off the internet. And they were almost very successful with that. I caught them in my Twitter account. I caught them in my Facebook account. I caught, which was very weird. And you say, well, how did you catch them? When I knew this was going on for the first 24 hours, the next morning I woke up and I started to check my other account. So within 24 hours, they took my 2 largest business accounts on Instagram and wiped them clean and I couldn't get in. So I started going into the Facebook accounts. While I was in there, I saw they were unfollowing people. There was weird things happening. So I immediately changed the password. I put on the 2 authentication. How do you say that word? Authentic. I can't see. I'm being honest. I can't say that word. I really can't. Anyways, I need freaking 3 passwords to get in my Facebook, or if I want to get into Twitter or my website. It's Fort Knox over here now, which is great, which is fine. The interesting part of all of this, and there's a lot of interesting parts to this, for years and years, some of you know that I am an advisor and a coach to clients around the world. I have been reminding my clients, hey, look, for years now, social media is going to be changing. Things are changing. You've got to have other outlets, other means of communication, other means to get a hold of people. I've been telling people this for years, that these social media sites were going to be changing. I, myself, hadn't done anything, right? I mean, obviously, things have been changing in the world the last year, in my life the last few years. I hadn't focused so much on my website. I hadn't focused on securing my email list. I hadn't focused where I was telling my clients to focus. So lesson learned, there you have that. So there was that piece of it. This has really gotten me to look at things a little differently. I still have a love-angst relationship with social media. I always will. If that's the one place that I can connect with you all besides here, then I want to do that. I want to be available. So go ahead, head over to Instagram at the Jennifer Pilates. Send me a DM. Again, let me know where you're listening. Let me know that you're hearing this. Send me your email. I'll put you on the list. Head over to jenniferpilates.com. Send me an email. Let me know what you're liking. Let's get you on the email list so that, God forbid, this should ever happen again, which, 9 times out of 10, it probably is going to happen. I have a way to say, hey, this is what happened and here I am. I don't ever want to lose that connection with all of you. You're that important to me. You are family. Yes, you listening, you're family, you're a friend. Hey, whether you like it or not, you're in now, okay? You're in. That's just how I roll. And I'm very protective of my friends and family. So I got you. And I hope that you've got me too. And so that's my ask today. My ask is, I never want to lose that connection. I always want to be able to let you know what's going on, whatever it may be. Because we know that we're in some really wild times right now, and it goes above and beyond hacking. Why someone wants to just, take me off the internet, I don't know. But they sure must be up to something good if they want to, right? So there's the other blessing. So there's a lot of blessings that have come out of this, out of a lot of angst. It took me a while, I'll be honest, to actually be able to sit and make this podcast because it was a really trying time. It was a really scary moment. And I was very vulnerable. And I wish I had reached out for help immediately. I did. Unfortunately, the right places just couldn't help me. And I thanked that friend so much the next day who was like, hey, we got this. We're just going to change X, Y, and Z and move forward. I was so in the thick of it. Have you ever been so in the thick of something that you couldn't see through the trees? And that's where I was. And that's why it is so important. I encourage you, when you are in the thick of the trees, no matter what it is, reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. Reaching out takes strength and it takes courage. And your friends, your family, me, I want to help. If you've got something going on and I can help, I want to help you. Reach out. We don't have to go it alone. And that's what the beautiful thing about building our community here. Our Empowered Within community, we are here for one another. This isn't just a here today, gone tomorrow. This is a community, a worldwide community in over 20 countries. We are a major community. We can help one another. We can impact this world. And I'm here for you. And I ask that you be here for me too. Share with me what you like. I love to hear from you. Honestly, I love reading everything. I love your emails. I read every feedback. I read everything. It is true food for my soul. It brings so much love into my heart. Thank you all for allowing me to be vulnerable and authentic with you. Thank you for being here and listening to this episode. I hope that I have served you. I hope that I have brought value to your life today. And I really hope that you head over to my website, jenniferpilates.com, send me a message, send me your email. I hope that we stay connected for a very long time to come because there is so much more excitement coming out of this season 2 of Empowered Within. Thank you for allowing me to share my energies with you. And thank you for honoring me with your time today. I hope you have an amazing day. I want you to know that you have an Empowered Within community that has your back. Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe to Empowered Within with Jennifer Pilates. Your feedback is important. It helps me to connect with you and gives me insight into who you are and what you're enjoying about the show. For today's show notes and discount codes from today's sponsors, head over to jenniferpilates.com. Until next time, may you live an empowered life from within.